Hello and welcome to another video in my series looking at the rules outline for the All Hell Let Loose 6mm tabletop wargaming rule set for World War II, written by David Wasilewski. Today in this video I'm going to look at the orders for rally and ambush. So I have again kept my simple setup from the last game, and what I'm just going to take you through is just a kind of a single turn of activity with some troops in ambush and some troops hopefully that are going to end up rallying. So what we have here is two American formations, one small armoured formation with a recon tank, a couple of Wolverines and a couple of Shermans, and we have an engineering and heavy weapons formation, so we just got some heavy machine guns and a anti-tank gun, whereas the Germans here have literally just moved their panzer formation straight down the valley, and well, the Americans are waiting for it. So we have a number of units in ambush. I've just marked them with a kind of a shell crater. It doesn't really matter, it's just something to be able to distinguish which units are in ambush and which are not. And so they've been waiting. The order was placed last turn or earlier, and now the Americans have decided that it is appropriate to trigger the ambush. So as the Germans move, the Americans will now open fire. So what I'm just going to do is just do my firing. Now these two formations are not, these two units are not in the same formation as the recon, so they will not get any benefit for targeting the enemy due to the recon. So we'll just do the anti-tank gun first, fire, that's a hit, and that's going to be a disorder. I'm going to do the heavy machine gun, we'll do that at another one, that's one hit. Again, it's not going to be able to destroy, but it is certainly annoying and aggravating. I'm going to do, so we take the ambush markers off now to indicate that that ambush has been triggered. Okay, we now fire the M10s, so we'll just go again. The next one was 6, that's a hit, followed by 2 is not a destroy. The Americans are going to be getting very annoyed at this point. Another one out there, firing up there. We do benefit here from having the recon unit within half range of the enemy, and so I'm pretty much going to be hitting a lot with my armoured formation. So again, I have hit, and I have actually managed to destroy one. Hooray for the Americans. And then we're just going to get one last, we'll put it here. I'm going to get one last shot, and I think we're going to go against one of the already disordered tanks. Now, the key thing to bear in mind is that vehicles block line of sight, so I cannot target these units in the back rank. My last shot is going to be a miss, not at short range, but I do get +1, but I just missed, never mind. And so that is the Americans having triggered their ambush. We'll consider that the end of the turn, so the dice go into the bag, the Americans getting 2 dice and the Germans getting 1. Okay, and the dice that comes out is German, which is lucky for them. Otherwise there would have been quite a lot more fire kind of coming in. So the Germans go, and good for them, they've got a double activation. So what's going to happen now is the German player is going to attempt to rally his troops, and as he does that, I'm going to attempt to rally the 3 here at the front, and when I do that, I am entitled to pull them back and move some other units forward to replace them, as long as they're both within half move range, which clearly this second rank of tanks are. And so what I'm going to do now is do exactly that, and I'm going to start moving a couple of my Tigers forward. So the Germans have successfully triggered the American ambush. They have survived without too much damage, and now they're about to move forward and exploit. So I've pulled my disordered troops back, and now I get to roll to see if I get to remove a disorder. And for each disorder that the tank has, well, I roll 1 dice. On a 4, 5 or a 6, I remove 1 disorder. So that tank has successfully rallied with a 5. This tank has failed to rally with a 3, and this tank has successfully rallied with a 6. That is the Germans' first go with actually just those. What I can now do with these is I can, even though they've moved forward, they don't count as having used an action, but they do count as having moved. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open fire at some of the American units that I can see. I'm going to gain a benefit of +1 for being at close range. Well, vehicles don't benefit from being in cover in terms of being hit, but I get a -1 because I have moved. But I have a double activation, so I think what I'm going to do is do sustained fire. So my net is +1, so I will hit these tanks on a 3, 4, 5 or 6. So first Tiger is a miss, second Tiger is a hit, and with a 3, 7, 10. So we have destroyed one of the M10s. And then my Panzer IV again is a 6, is a hit, and so yep, we've just managed to disorder the American, not destroy them. Okay, I'm not going to bother doing the rest of the fire, that's not really relevant, but what you've seen is how the rally order allows a player to maintain their assault in the face of enemy fire, and why it's important to have kind of strength in depth rather than a great big long Napoleonic firing line. The Americans, when they fire back, are going to be firing at undisordered targets rather than firing at targets that have already been disordered. So I've done my actions for the front row. There'll be some more firing from these tanks in the second row. However, I get a second rally roll for this unit here because we double activated. And again, with a roll of a 2, I'm afraid I still don't rally. But never mind, that kind of gives you an indication of what can happen. Now the Americans, again, we've had the Germans go, so only dice to come out are American. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do my armoured formation, and so I get a 6 for my armoured formation, so they double activate. What I'm going to do here now is I'm going to fire my Wolverine and my Sherman at the Germans, and then I'm going to pull my troops back. I cannot put them into ambush if they are within half range within short range of any of the enemy. So we just need to check that. So the tiger has a 10-inch range, and so actually I'm going to put my 2 Shermans at the back here. They're going to fire, so we'll have 2 Sherman attacks. That is 1 hit and a disorder on that tiger, and with their second action I'm going to put these 2 into ambush. I'm going to fire my, I can't fire my Wolverine, but what I will do is attempt to rally it. I failed to rally it, but I can swap position with another unit if I want to, and I'm going to choose not to do that. And then with my second action, rather than stay there and attempt to rally, I'm going to pull it back. I cannot put it into ambush, A, because it's disordered, and B, because I'm within short range of the enemy, and I'm within short range of my own guns. So you can't go into ambush when the enemy are close. The troops up on the hill there, again, can't go into ambush because they are all within short range of the tiger, and consequently they would probably open fire or retreat. Retreating out of further into the woods, where they are no longer in the tiger's line of sight, would entitle them to go into ambush, but again, movement is a single order, going into ambush is a second order, so they'd have to double activate to do that in a single turn. And again, that's really it for ambush and rally. The ambush really designed to provide a defensive advantage for players when facing an attack, and rally designed to encourage people to put strength in depth and to attack in a more realistic manner, and to keep an attack going even though casualties may have been sustained. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button, and thank you very much for watching.